Boy, Aggie, do yo are the forte. Me, and I got that reaction to do. I'ma do it. We gonna work on it. I got the reaction to do. I'ma do it in Sweden, but that's gonna take a little bit of time. You know what I mean? I could get the first sentence right. Yo, Aggie, no wait. Boy, Aggie is what it do. Oh wait, I just said it. How I forget it? Hold on. Yo, Aggie, Adi Porte. Porte mean boy, right? Yeah, just tell me that down in the comments. But anyway, we're not here for that. That's for like my other channel and stuff like that. I may put this on my other channel because this don't have nothing to do with rap. Even though I said I'm kind of like trying to focus on just music on this channel and then cultures on the other channel. So we'll see. We'll see. But definitely salute to the global citizen that actually told me to do this reaction right here. Shout out to you. Excuse me. Make Mo. Is that a girl? Because it is kind of pink. So salute to the global citizen. Actually told me to do this reaction right here. Shout out to you. For making the channel into a full-time channel, not a part-time channel. Now, this is gonna be something a little different, like I said in the beginning. The Druglord who has turned Sweden upside down. Definitely want to do this right here. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Turn the channel to a full-time channel, not a part-time channel. And let's see. Enough of me yapping. Let's get to this trap. And it's gonna be a long one, and hopefully y'all stay for the whole thing and learn something. You know what I mean? Whether it's positive, negative, hopefully it's positive. But let's go to these comments real fast to actually see what it do. Is this the channel? Cause usually they pin. Like me personally, I feel as if like if you are the channel, it's cool to like I understand like to pin yours so you can always kind of like be at the top and everybody can see. But I love when I gotta pin somebody else comment. It sounds kind of weird how it came out. Somebody else comment, you know what I mean, to actually be like, now like I actually like this. I need to put this up top so people can learn something because a lot of people be saying knowledgeable stuff. You got to put that at the top. But anyway, man, let's go to these comments and see what it is, man. This one is Sweden person. I confirm that this is true. All right, so this is based on a true story. It's sad to see my country went from a peaceful nation to this. Used to be peaceful. Now let me know that down in the comments. When like it turn corners, they probably tell me this in the actual comments. This something right here. It's a 23-year-old man becomes Sweden's most dangerous, most wanted, most dangerous, most wanted. Huh? Right here. Can y'all see that? Yeah, that. That one right there with the guy with the eyes. I mean, this right here. And a month ago. Nah, this is the wrong one. This one right here. 2 years ago. All right, I'm gonna do a reaction to that. Let me see. Mayonnaise, spinning hair. Oh, Huh. Well, that's definite. Like this right here, that's a definite. Alright. Thing was about Sweden law. Also, children is that are not allowed to be. Alright. These comments kind of tell you a lot. Oh. It's funny in my country. Alright. That's enough of this. Enough of the comments. Enough of the comments. I actually want to check out the video now because these comments, I mean, kind of got me a little bit. But anyway, enough of me yapping. Let's get to this traffic.
Sweden is one of Europe's wealthiest nations and was one of Europe's most peaceful nations. I emphasize was because times have changed drastically. As of late, Sweden has fallen to an unprecedented wave of violence. Over the entire...
What happened to that building? What happened to that building?
Sweden has fallen to an unprecedented wave of violence. Over the entirety of 2022, there were 391 shootings recorded, and 2023 was not any different. The month of September 2023 alone saw 11 people become the victim
This
of
came
a
out
fatal
2
shooting.
years ago.
Sweden's Prime Minister has asked the military to step in as he is seeing no other option to bring back peace to his country. The cause of this all? Feuds between gangs battling for turf to sell their product on. And these aren't your usual gangs of men. These gangs recruit young boys in their teens, some as young as 13 years old, to carry out hits and grenade attacks. One man in particular has a strong hand in what is
Bro, that is a war zone. I mean, that is crazy. And is this in just one section, or is this all over Sweden? Y'all definitely let me know that down in the comments.
happening in Sweden right now, making him one of the most wanted men in Sweden. This is the story of Rawa Majid, also known as the Kurdish Fox. Rawa Majid was born on the 12th of July 1986 in Iran to Iraqi parents. His parents fled as the Iran-Iraqi feud was getting heated. At just a few months old, Rawa arrived in a city named Uppsala together with his family. Uppsala is a smaller city about 70 kilometers from Stockholm, the capital of Sweden.
Okay.
Despite his father slowly disappearing out of the picture, Rawa did well in school as a kid. In secondary school, he excelled in classes that had
What is secondary school? Is that considered like grammar school or something like that?
anything to do with business. After finishing his secondary school, he had his own kiosks in Uppsala where he sold food,
High
phone
school?
cards, and gold. However, his career in crime did not start long after. In 2010, he was sentenced to 8 years and 6 months in prison for several drug offences. This included handling coke he imported from the Netherlands. In February 2015, he was allowed early release on parole. He bought his own ice cream parlour in Uppsala, which was a good business move. Not
Good.
because there were long lines outside the shop, but because he would go on to use it for money laundering. Rawa's freedom was
Okay.
short-lived though. Just 3 months after his
Now, that
release,
was a little
he
different.
violated his probation rules and was jailed once more. In 2018, he was released again, but he had to obey strict rules and was forbidden to leave Sweden. However, shortly after finishing his sentence, Rawa's cousin was removed off the playing field, and he realized that he could very well be next. This led to Rawa being granted permission to leave Sweden despite being under surveillance and on probation. He was allowed to travel to his parents' birth country, Iraq, and eventually registered himself in the birthplace of his mother named Suleymaniye,
I just wanted to
a
travel there.
city in the
For
east
no
of the
reason.
Kurdistan region of Iraq.
That look nice.
It must be said that right from his release, Rawa picked up where he left off and started smuggling and selling narcotics again. It wasn't until 2020 that he had emerged as the top drug smuggler of Sweden after police were able to hack into the encrypted messaging database he used. Prior to this hack, Swedish police were unaware of how big Rawa really was in the Swedish smuggling world. But how did he operate? Well, by now, Rawa Majid is better known as the Kurdish Fox, leader of the Foxtrot gang. The core members of the gang are said to consist of Rawa's family members as well as close friends he has known for years. All combined, those are about 10 people, aged between 25 and 35 years old. The core members can be identified by their golden fox rings and chains they wear. The Foxtrot gang mainly focuses on bringing in large shipments of drugs into Sweden to then sell them on to other gangs. They are also notorious because they do not shy away from using excessive violence.
Bro, what is up with y'all, bro? Like, I'm trying to watch it full through, but it's like some of these images, like, hey, that's that car. It's gotta be in the city. Wait, like, cops is these? Like, y'all got like we got like the FBI, CIA. I know y'all gotta have those. What is those called over there? What's their name on like that?
Using excessive violence. PGP messages have further revealed that at least since 2020, Majid was in total control of the Foxtrot gang and its business. He was in charge of the couriers that transported the drugs, the foot soldiers, and the people that guarded the stash houses. The hacked PGP messages led Swedish police to intensify their investigations into Rawa. After a year of investigations, they managed to locate him in Iraq. Together with Iraqi police,
Oh,
they
you
set
gotta drive that, all right? You gotta drive that. Hold on, let me check the map real fast. All right, we back. Now, I was just wanted to see something because I'm like, hold up. But you probably could drive this. Can you drive this? This is gonna be a long ass drive. like at least like 6, 7 days. God dang. You can take this way straight. Can you cross over? Like, is this a bridge or something like that right here? Cause like when you is it the bridge? This. Yeah, but they so you look. Oh, so you can. Alright. Like is it a train or something like that? Y'all let me know that down in the comment.
Set up an operation and raided the house Rawa was supposed to stay in November 2021, but unfortunately for them, he had just fled, and all they found was a bunch of mobile phones. The fox was gone. It was immediately speculated that Rawa had the right contacts in Iraq, and that he was warned prior to the raid that he had to move. Right after this raid, Rawa relocated to Turkey. It remained quiet around him for just a few months, but then, in March 2022, his name would pop up again. This time in relation to a feud between his Foxtrot gang and the Bandidos, another gang in Sweden. Reason for the feud?
Club?
2 large shipments of drugs that were seized by Swedish police on February 11th and 14th. This feud would go on to have serious consequences. Just 2 weeks after the seized shipments, the Bandidos clubhouse was shot at. Nonetheless, this was nothing compared to what was about to come. It would go tit for tat, with some of the most notable actions being that of the 4th of March, where an innocent barber was removed off the playing field. The man drove in his white Mercedes near the Bandidos clubhouse as 17-year-old Peter Hassan Hagi stopped next to him and riddled him with bullets. Police suspected the victim to be innocent, though they think the hit was aimed at someone of the Bandidos who also drove a white Mercedes. Interesting to note,
Bro, one is a car, one is a truck. You can't mess that up. You cannot mess that up.
is that the vast majority of those involved in these gang crimes
bro.
come from migration backgrounds. A report that was made in 2022 claimed that 85% of the suspects involved in the fatal shootings and other attacks were either born outside of Sweden or had at least one foreign-born parent. 2 weeks after this hit, Rawa ordered his troops to get ready for new actions against the Bandidos, and so they did. On the 28th of March, a young man can be seen running into a gym and downwards onto the staircase. It's evident that he came with a mission. Let's look at the video.
What the heck? Bro, do he got anything in his hand? Well, up, most replayed. Bro, this is ridiculous. But isn't it like, yo, he just came into the store? Almost ended them. Almost ended them. But I didn't even flinch. Yeah, no. Right there. Bro, these ads. You forgot how you came in? But he telling him how to get out.
The young man could be seen going downstairs into the gym area. Here is where he struck someone, and you can see bystanders running up the stairs in total panic. Shortly after, the shooter also ran up the stairs again. He even tried to escape through the wrong door before someone guided him in the right direction. His mission?
Right,
To remove a highly ranked Bandidos member that was also in the gym. The end result? He struck Frederick, a totally innocent man who did not survive. The hitter was just 16 years old when he did it. While all this was happening, Rawa himself remained at bay in Turkey.
That's the thing, when you get young people to do certain things, bro, like at least 75% of the mission go bad. They do things that they ain't supposed to. It's more of like the nervous part of it. Is those like innocent kids, and Like sometimes people get mad at them and all that, but it's like, bro, you can't get mad at them. One, you should never sent them in the first place, but two, is like, bro, that's the chance that you actually is taking, bro. You know what I mean?
He would get in serious trouble himself too.
That's
In April
75%.
2022,
He's gonna
Ali
mess it up.
Eren was doing his job as a gardener in the Turkish city of Marmaris when he came across a pouch that someone had left behind. Upon opening it, Ali found bundles of cash stuffed inside the pouch. Despite making a meager salary as a gardener, Ali did not take this chance to pocket the money for himself. No, he decided to inform the police. At the station,
Bro, would y'all like inform the police? Like, how would y'all go about that situation? Even like, let's say like it ain't got nothing to do with like drugs or anything like that. You just happen just to find some money in a bag or something like that. Like, are y'all turning it in? Are y'all keeping it for yourself? I want to know like where y'all brain is at. Know what I mean, but anyway.
they had counted multiple currencies with over $12,000 in total value. After checking the security cameras located near the park, police managed to identify a man called Miran Otaman. They invited Miran to the police station to pick up the pouch, which Miran of course gladly did. He introduced himself as a shipping tycoon and left behind $400 as a reward for Ali. But police had a weird feeling about this Miran Otaman. They decided to run his ID through all their databases and discovered that this was not Miran Otaman. This was an internationally wanted man, a man that had an Interpol red notice out for him. The man who they had in front of them was actually fugitive Rawa Majid, not Miran Otaman. After further investigation, Turkish police raided Rawa's villa, where they found
I'm not going to get that. I'm not going to get that. I'll send somebody else, but I'm not going to pick that up.
unlicensed weapons, large sums of cash, and luxury items such as designer clothes, watches, and more. He had rented the villa with the same fake passport. During his first questioning, Rawa said that he was surprised that he got caught. I had a very high quality and well-designed fake passport. I never thought I would get arrested when I went to that police station. Was this the end to his story? Was one of Sweden's most wanted criminals finally caught and ready to be extradited?
What is
Well,
that?
no.
That's Turkey.
Rawa had purchased Turkish citizenship via Turkey's Golden Passport program for approximately $400,000 in 2020. Turkey has become a safe haven for criminals, as they are able to purchase citizenship by investing the aforementioned amount into real estate in the country. Although Sweden, along with Interpol, has requested for his extradition, Turkish authorities have refused to do so for two reasons. Reason number one is his Turkish citizenship, and number two is because Sweden has refused to extradite people to Turkey whom Erdogan identified as terrorists. Rawa's extradition has become a political game. To make matters worse for Swedish authorities, Rawa was released by Turkish police a few weeks after his arrest and is now essentially a free man again.
Free man.
Oh, and after all this, Ali got a reward for his honesty. Keeping the pouch might have been a better option afterwards. In April 2022, right when Rawa was jailed in Turkey, Swedish police shared an extensive police report about Rawa Majid and his Foxtrot gang with the aim to help Turkish intelligence prosecute Rawa. Information such as their suspected locations, pictures of them and what they are being accused of, and more evidence. It was part of Operation Yılan. The report was labelled highly confidential and was only allowed to be read by certain police officials. Little did they know was that the document was leaked back to Rawa and his associates. Late in 2022, they arrested a suspect of the Bridge Network, another Swedish gang. Upon further investigation, they found a silver iPhone. After taking a closer look at this iPhone and going through its contents, they found the highly confidential report they had made to help Turkey. Someone had leaked it. Swedish police immediately rang the alarm and called this leak extremely serious. A Swedish official suspects a Turkish government official of leaking the document.
So far, what I'm learning is people love leaving their phone around. It's like the second or third time I heard somebody be like, yo, their phone got left. Like, what's up with that? Even though, like, I know some people that so crazy with phones. But anyway.
Though they do not have any concrete evidence yet. After all that turmoil in Turkey, Rawa and his Foxtrot gang found themselves in yet another very heated feud in late 2022. This time it was with Mikhail Tenezos and his Darlin gang. Though it must be said that the feud might have already started as early as 2020. Mikhail Tenezos is a 25-year-old man, also referred to as the Greek, who, despite his young age, has allegedly managed to become a leading figure of the Darling Gang and also lived abroad for his own safety. Mikael used to be a promising hockey player who slowly but surely strayed away from school and hockey to hang out with his gang. Some of his former hockey teammates were surprised to hear what has become of their former teammates. "For me, it's completely unimaginable," one of the team leaders said. "Mikael would have made it far if he had stuck to hockey," another leader said. "He was a guy who took matters into his own hands and trained very hard. People respected him. It was known that he hung out in the wrong circles even as a youngster," a former teammate said. It was clear that
But that even happens over here. Like, it's so easy, like, especially when you are still surrounded by like a lot of like other things that go on that's in the community. Cause it's like you could be good in sports, you could do all that other stuff, but it's like when you go home, you don't know what's happening in people's household. You don't know what's happening in people like day of life. So it's like it's so easy for them to still like I know I could be the next like Michael Jordan or something like that, and it's like this happened.
his association with the gangs at an early age led to Mikael moving on from hockey and focus more and more on the gang life.
Need that money
Swedish
sometimes.
crime journalists have said that the feud stems from a battle over the supply of narcotics in the city of Sundsvall. The city of Sundsvall was long supplied by the Darling Gang. Rawa Majid's Foxtrot Gang has tried to muscle themselves in on the Sundsvall market, which led to the start of the feud, as the Darling Gang was not going to let that happen. However, it should be noted that it is also reported that it was actually the Foxtrot Gang that had control over the city of Sundsvall, and that the Darling Gang tried to force its way in. Either way, it had become a battle for turf, and it definitely has not been something we have seen before in Sweden. This feud is truly ruthless. In the first 26 days of this year, there had already been 13 bomb attacks, meaning there was one attack every 2 days. One of the most notable incidents of this feud happened on the 21st of January 2023. A video surfaced that depicted once again how reckless this feud was, as well as how far these foot soldiers went. The video shows an apparent teenager. You can hear their young voices briefly, armed with a Kalashnikov, stand in front of a door as he takes his time to load the firearm. He aims at the door and unleashes 15 bullets right through the door. The apartment was home to the ex-girlfriend of rapper Thrife, who is said to be linked to the Greek. Rapper Thrife, however, was not in the apartment. His ex-girlfriend and her young child were. As somewhat of a wonder, no one got hurt. The attack seemed to be done
That's what I mean, bro. Like, yeah, let me see who did.
Purely as a scare tactic, and was filmed as a sort of trophy, where people used to snatch.
Bro, that's ridiculous, bro. That is ridiculous, man. Like, stuff like that is like, come on, bro. And they probably knew that he wasn't home, but to do that, kids around and all that other stuff, bro, it's like, come on.
Chains and other personal
Do I believe
items
in that? Like, no women, no kids? I ain't saying a lot, but like, I'm just saying, like, come on. Now at this age, it's like, come on, though, man.
their enemies as trophies back in the day. This younger generation films their actions to show the world their ruthlessness. As if things weren't already bad enough in Sweden, on September 11th, 2023, the feud claimed its youngest victims thus far. The remains of a 13-year-old boy were found in a forest in the Swedish municipality of Haninge after he had been reported missing. The young boy was said to have ties to several gangs, one of which was Rawa's Foxtrot Gang. It was another all-time low in the feud, though it must be said the victims being such young boys weren't an exception. Less than 2 months prior to this incident, the remains of Leith al-Azawi and Mohammed Sulaiman were found in the Stockholm region. Both boys were only 14 years old. It was believed that both boys resold weapons they had gotten from the Foxtrot Gang. When they weren't able to retrieve the weapons, the leaders of the Foxtrot Gang were out to make them an example and had them whacked. On the 12th of September, just a day after they found the 13-year-old boy, another man was found. He was removed off the playing field in the stairwell of a building. A relative of Rawa lived in this building and was most likely the intended target. He was believed to be involved in Rawa's Foxtrot Gang as someone who kept money of the gang. While Rawa's Foxtrot Gang and Mikael's Darling Gang were fighting in Sundsvall, they simultaneously battled for turf in Umeå, one of the fastest growing cities in Sweden. In the beginning of September 2023,
So that's how
a
it become
Darling
a
gang
city?
member struck a Foxtrot gang member. Right after this incident, crime reporter Diamant Salihu said, "They use a lot of violence. Umia's residents may see a type of violence they have never seen before. If you are a relative of those involved in this feud, you are a direct target." He went on to say that there are serious reasons to be worried about this escalating situation. A question that might arise for you, and which certainly did for me, was where do they get all these firearms from? Well, according to reports by the Global Initiative Against Transnational Organized Crime, the Rawas Foxtrot gang, as well as other Swedish criminal gangs, are supplied by Balkan arms smugglers with assault rifles, Serbian pistols, and unused stock of Yugoslav-era hand grenades.
Bro, like this part right here is like crazy to me, my boy. For something like that to happen over here, you'll get the CIA on you. You know what I mean? Certain things like they I don't even care what state you in, dude. Like they what? And they just using, he said 13 of these things is ridiculous.
Organized crime groups that are mostly located in Serbia set up proxies in Sweden to receive these weapons. The firearms are dismantled into parts and are then sent by road along well-traveled drug routes into Scandinavia, oftentimes across the Öresund Bridge, a 16-kilometer long bridge that connects Denmark to the Swedish city of Malmö. A third
All right, so you can, because remember I was looking at the map earlier and I'm like, can you cross this? Like, what is this right here? So it's the actual, it looked like it was, let me see, a bridge. Is this just a train? Nah, cause is this the highway? Or is this a train? Let me see, because he just said it.
Organized crime groups that are mostly located in Serbia set up proxies in Sweden to receive these weapons. The firearms are dismantled into parts and are then sent by road along well-traveled drug routes into Scandinavia, oftentimes across the Öresund Bridge, a 16-kilometer long bridge that connects Denmark to the Swedish city of Malmö.
But this is a train.
A third of all illegal handguns in Greater Stockholm are Serbian Zastavas. Most weapons are shipped on order. A Kalashnikov often comes with complimentary hand grenades as a sort of gift. Hand grenades bought separately would only cost 100 krona, or about $9 or fewer than €9. These firearms and grenades then end up in the hands of Rawa's young soldiers.
$9? Bro, I spend more money on McDonald's. You telling me for that was $9? Bro, for a Big Mac? What are you talking about? That's crazy.
Soldiers and those of his enemies. Besides the many enemies Rawa has made in opposing gangs, trouble was also brewing in Rawa's own Foxtrot gang. In the past few months, his gang wasn't as tight anymore as they used to be. A conflict had arisen within the gang itself, which led to members turning against each other. Ismail
Always
Abdul,
happens.
once a close confidant of Rawa and labelled as his right-hand man, has allegedly turned against him after a drug deal went wrong this summer, according to the police. This plays a major part in why relatives have now become targets of the violence. They are friends who have known each other for many, many years. They know where someone's relatives are. They know each other's weaknesses, Swedish crime reporter Diamant Salihu said. The split allegedly resulted in a shooting in Istanbul on the 6th of September. On CCTV footage, it can be seen that two men arrive on a moped. One of them hops off and fires several shots towards 5 people. These 5 people in turn fired back. No one was seriously injured. As immediate revenge for this shooting, the 60-year-old mother of Ismail Abdo was removed off the playing field just a day later. Though we have seen a lot of unprecedented loads already, this is a good depiction of how ruthless Rawa and his gang were. Not even someone's mother was safe. Just 4 days later, there was a...
See, this new generation is like moms used to be off limits. Certain people used to be off limits. Nowadays, bro, people like, yo, anybody can get it. I ain't gonna stop, right? It was like a rap song. 50 Cent. 50 Cent actually said it. I should your mama grow up and let your eyes look for me. Get that beat coming yeah, put your brains out. But anyway, man, RP.
Another shooting. This time, it was aimed at Rawa's mother-in-law. A man repeatedly knocked on her door, however, she did not open. After a few minutes, the man shot her apartment and fled. Had she opened that door, she most likely would have not survived. Then, 2 days after that shooting, a man was removed off the playing field. Upon further investigation, it was determined that the man Mogos Emanuel did not have any connection to the conflict and was at the wrong place at the wrong time. The intended target was a family member of Rawa. The split of the Foxtrot gang will most likely change the criminal landscape as new groups will form and new alliances will be made. Police Chef Mats Baki even went as far to say that the Foxtrot gang does not even exist anymore after the split, as well as that Rawa Majid is not as strong anymore as he used to be due to his allies leaving him, being jailed or 6 foot deep. As for now, Swedish police are keeping a very close eye on the situation, hoping to gather valuable intelligence and potentially even use the tumult as an opportunity to sneak in and dismantle entire gangs, or at least arrest key figures. On the 28th of September 2023, Swedish Prime Minister Ulf Kristersson said that he had summoned the head of the military to discuss how the armed forces could help police deal with the unprecedented wave of violence that has the country in a chokehold, with almost daily shootings and bombings. Getting the military involved in crime fighting is something highly unusual. It truly emphasizes how serious the problem in Sweden is. Sweden has never seen anything like this before, Kristersson said in a televised speech to the nation. No other country in Europe is seeing anything like this. Sweden has grappled with gang violence for years, but the outburst of shootings
For 30 years, for the past 30 years. Past 30 years? Okay, so this started like 90s. But he said, let me see, because he said it was second school. I gotta find out what. I think second school is high school. It would be considered like high school over here. So that's like 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. Man, young adults are shot dead. Oh, so something happened. Yeah, over 30 years though. That's what's getting me.
and
It's over
bombings
the
in
30 years
September
mark.
has been unheard of, and even saw 3 people passing in just 12 hours due to gang violence, with the explosion of a home in Uppsala that took the life of an innocent woman as an absolute low point. Swedish media have linked the latest surge in violence to a feud between Rawa and Abdo, and it seems like Sweden is in no way, shape or form ready to step in and end this violence. Swedish laws aren't designed for gang wars and child soldiers, Kristersson said. It is also mentioned that part of the reason gun violence continues to rise in Sweden is that those involved in shootings don't care about any repercussions because the conviction rate is so low. In more than 2/3 of the shootings, no one is arrested and only a fifth of gang-related gun homicides are solved. So at the time of writing this, Sweden is left to battle a problem that only seems to get worse. From the ongoing shootings throughout the country.
And you would think nowadays, like with all these cameras and footages and stuff like that, like it'd be a lot of arrests or something like that, but moving a little smart.
Rawa Majid remaining at large and out of the hands of Swedish authorities to young boys who are waiting in line to work for the gangs. For now, there does not seem to be a solution that would solve all this violence. It is expected that Rawa remains hidden somewhere in Turkey, and that young boys will keep on working for the gangs at the cost of their own future. Many more videos on this topic will follow. This was just the start. If you have enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like, a comment sharing your thoughts, and subscribe if you haven't already. It only takes a second and immensely helps the channel. See you in the next one.
They're gonna sub to this, bro. I like this video. This was very interesting. Most fair hitman. This ain't got nothing to do with Sweden or nothing like that, right? Nah. There's this one right here that's getting me. If y'all want me to do that, y'all already know, man. Just stay in them comments up and let me know if y'all want me to do that. But go on with this video. Oh, definitely salute to the global citizen that actually told me to do this reaction right here. Shout out to you for keeping this channel to a full-time channel, not a part-time channel. All right, now let's get to the actual video. Now, certain things that's like that, it happens kind of like everywhere outside of the bombing. It's got to chill somewhere. You have to chill somewhere. But outside of that, though, it's just the things that the environment and what the country can give and do. Like sometimes you it's like, yeah, you make your own choices and stuff like that. You make your own bed. You got kind of got to lay in it, like that kind of speech or something like that. But sometimes it is like you could say like the politics and stuff like that on what they give these kids. People got to remember that as well. Like if you're not giving them certain things to like choose to be like, I kind of could have a better life, then it's like these are the things that you're gonna always keep running into of just a lot of crime and a lot of stuff because that's where they getting these monies. That's where they getting this money from. Now, I don't know about other countries, but I could just tell you about America. Like take America for instance. Like say like if you are like a foreigner and stuff like that, if you don't got your green card or your visa or something like that, then it's like how else you gonna work? And like you see your kids, what you think your kids gonna do? Like you kind of get what I'm saying? Like it's like a cycle of being like that. It's like they got to give a little bit more help, and that may can change some things. It may not. I don't know if y'all have like boys and girls clubs, something that used to be over here. Then they took it away in a lot of other cities and stuff like that, where like a lot of young kids couldn't go and do stuff. They have like activities and all that. Like you got something like it's called like the WOW. Like they kind of like took all that stuff away to where it's like now a lot of kids like let's say like in my area I can speak for like what you think they're gonna do because we don't have too much stuff. It's gonna be like a cycle that's gonna keep repeating itself because it's like well I don't have much. I see mama struggling. I see somebody getting money or not even just sell things. Like look at the people I'm around because like I'm a product of my environment. There you go. But anyway, man, that video was very interesting. I want to do like a like what's happening now because I know his name one of them rappers I forgot they just had an interview talking about Sweden and stuff like that. Like Sweden is like the highest crime at the highest crime rate. You know what I mean in that area in Europe. But am I saying it right? Europe? Yeah, Europe. But this is very interesting, very knowledgeable on the things that's happening, especially like me actually doing a lot of reactions to Sweden music. Definitely want to go visit Sweden. Definitely like I want to try so many of y'all food, Joe. Like, like what is like the good area? I want to stay in a good area. I got kids now. I'm out that game. I'm out the game, bro. But anyway, man, definitely appreciate y'all support. And I don't know which channel I'm gonna put this on. This ain't have nothing to do with rap, but it did like say like one rapper name. So I may put this on. I mean, I don't know. I probably put it on both channels. I mean, so y'all can catch it on both channels and support. But anyway, man, y'all want me to do anything else? Y'all already know, man. Tell them comments up, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Turn the channel to a full-time channel, not a part-time channel. And I'll catch y'all in the next reaction. Peace.